Hello everyone. Welcome to the channel of specially dedicated to CDCS. CDCS aspirancy, CDCS exams, as you know, are not that simple. The percentile getting 70% in both FOD, foundation and at management is really a difficult task. And the main problem is understanding of the articles, specifically UCP and ISP 98. They are really tough. In UCP also not all articles are tough, some of them. We discussed the same, means I have given a detailed discussion in the paid classes. Okay, they are available on the same app, Adda247 app, they are available. So, important part over here is kindly, you can join this. Those who are aspiring for CDCS, kindly join this class because it will open your eyes regarding all the clauses, all the articles of UCP, ISP, ISBP, URR, EUCP, everything, and AML, anti-money. Okay? Today what I will be discussing is one of the most misunderstood, I would say, article in UCP 600. You will say, sir, misunderstood means what? See, there are. Misunderstood means what? The interpretation of this article in specifically in B clause, when I will be discussing, you will get this. In the second clause, B and C. C mainly, B and C. These clauses are really difficult. Interpretation is, if you go wrong in the interpretation initially, everything goes wrong ahead. And many banking problems, many issuing bank problems arise because of this only. Not only issuing, from negotiating, confirming, all these. Okay. So let's move on to the point. Everyone like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell icon. Share it with your friends. It is just we are just enhancing the community. CDCS community. That's what is required. Okay. Everyone should join this and try to spread this as much as possible. We want to make the doc checkers community as such, grow as such, so that there are minimum bottlenecks. Right? We also have our separate Telegram channel. We have a call center. You can call on the call center given. Links are, everything is below. Okay? The most common UCP article that doc checkers misunderstand. Most common. Okay? So which is this? Specifically, UCP 600 Article 30. How many of you agree to this? Type yes in the comment section. Before going ahead, type yes in the comment section. If you agree that Article 30 is one of the most difficult topics or articles in complete CDCS, you can say. Okay. So what is Article 30? Article 30 is about tolerance in credit amount, quantity and unit price. See, name specifically gives it. Tolerances, we are talking of tolerance, plus or minus, in all the three. Credit amount, quantity and unit price. Now, look at this clause. This article is divided into three parts. First part is easy type, not that difficult, A part. The words about or approximately used in connection with the amount of the credit or the quantity or the unit price stated in the credit are to be construed as allowing a tolerance not exceeding 10% more or 10% less than the amount, quantity or the unit price to which they refer. Now what does it mean? See, first one is easy. Okay. What does this mean? If I say in the credit that about, in the credit I say amount of the credit. Okay. So I'll write about approximately, or there is a separate word also, circa. Also circa can be used. Okay. About, approximately, circa. Anything which gives the idea that it is approximation. So if I give the credit amount as about $1 lakh or about 10 lakh rupees. So what does it mean? It only applies to rupees or that amount. It will not apply to anything else. Means there are three players in this. Amount, quantity and unit price. About this A part will apply only to wherever it is mentioned. Suppose if I say amount, about this much, so only amount. Remaining two should be same as that in the credit. If I say about or approx to this quantity, remaining two should be same. There should not be a single unit change also in that. That's what is the meaning of this about or approximately. So that's why I said first one is very easy. A is very okay. Okay. Got this point, but type yes in the comment section if you have understood it up till now. About word, wherever it applies, it applies. Suppose I'll give you a clause now. I'll give you a case. I'm saying amount about $1 lakh or and see this. Two things I'm changing. One is amount, and second quantity also. Both of them I'm giving about this. Both of them I'm giving. What will happen? So then it will apply to both. Okay, wherever it applies, see to which they refer. Suppose if it refers to all the three, if it refers, all the three it refers. About this, what? Then what? Then it will apply to all of them. Plus or minus this 10% will apply to all of them. But then you'll have to check that multiplication and everything. The totaling will be a problem then. Okay? But theoretically, the meaning is this. About A. Now B. B and C are tougher. Kindly note, B and C are tougher. Not that easy as A. A tolerance not exceeding 5%, more or less. See, both are more or less than the quantity of goods. Quantity, only quantity. So B is only related to quantity. And that also plus or minus. Pay attention, plus or minus. Only quantity and plus or minus is allowed provided the credit does not state the quantity in terms of stipulated numbers. What do you mean by number means? I am giving, let's say, containers. Okay. So credit states 5 containers. So 5 containers, how can, or 500 containers. How can 500 containers be plus or minus 5%? Container is a container, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 500. If you are counting anything using a stipulated number, means, see, understand the logic behind this. If you are able to count anything directly without the use of any instrument, then this clause will not apply. Suppose if I am counting rice, 20 tons of rice. So rice, can I count rice manually? No. I have to count the rice using some unit, weight. I am counting oil. I have to count it using some unit. Other help I have to take. Help I have to take of something else. So wherever I use something else, so that something else will have 5% plus or minus. Okay, quantity. Why? Why is this clause mentioned? Anyone can think, why is this over here? See, the reason is, the main problem, do you understand in this? Type in the comment section. What is the main problem in this? Why this clause existed? Imagine I have a weighing machine in Saudi Arabia. Temperature is hot. Okay. I weigh something and the goods are now shipped to, let's say, Alaska or any other place. Okay. Cold place, Russian, some Siberian area. Weighing machine over here, conditions are different. It will be different. It will weigh different. In the icy age or icy places, it will be different. So there will be a variation. So how much variation can be there? Plus or minus 5%. Okay. So a tolerance, understand the logic behind this. We as CDCS experts need not only understand the articles, why these things might have happened. Okay. So tolerance not to exceed 5% or more or less than the quantity, blah, 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 all these things up to stipulated number or of packing units or individual items, means which can be counted by ourselves. And the total amount of the drawing does not exceed. This is very important. Total amount not exceeds. Suppose if it becomes 5% more, Then if I claim 5% more than the amount of credit, then $1 lakh and some 1 kg, 100 kgs, 1 lakh kgs, $1 lakh. Let's take this. Now it is counting 1 lakh and 500, 105 kgs. Okay, quantity is growing up. Add 100 kgs and 1 lakh rupees, $1 lakh. So now what am I doing? 105 kgs it is counting. So will I increase this? No. Amount should not be increased. Why? Why amount should not be increased? Because this is because of the weather conditions. Right? So that is the logic behind this. Weather conditions. You are not doing anything additional over here. It's a weather condition. Okay? So B. C is most difficult. C is most difficult. Even when the partial shipments are not allowed. Now this is the only line which is most difficult. Focus on the word even. Even when. Even. What do you mean by this? Okay, I'll give you one simple logic. Okay. I will go to my place even if you don't come. I will go to my place even if you don't come. What does it mean? That if you come, I will go. If you don't come, then also I will go. Logic is simple. So even here means even when the partial shipments are not allowed. It means what? When partial shipments are allowed, now we'll take two cases over here. Partial shipments are allowed and not allowed. When partial shipments are allowed, then what? Then it's by default there. Means if partial shipments are allowed, you directly start reading from here. If partial shipments are allowed. A tolerance not to exceed 5% less than the amount of the credit is allowed, provided that the quantity of the goods, if stated in the credit, is shipped in full and the unit price, if stated in the credit, is not reduced, or that sub-article 30B means that 5% more or less quantity is not applicable. Okay, pay attention. So first part is clear that partial shipments allowed, then this clause is by default applicable. If partial shipments not allowed, then also it is applicable. That's what the meaning. Okay. So not allowed a tolerance not to exceed 5% less. Article C is about less. Amount is less than the amount, and it only applies to amount. B applies to quantity, C applies to amount. B applies plus or minus, C applies only minus, no plus. Okay, 5% less than the amount of the credit is allowed, provided everything is okay, that the quantity of the goods, if stated, is in full. Goods are shipped in full. Okay, and the unit price, if stated in the credit, is not reduced. So unit price is also not reduced. So 5%, everything is same. Only 5% tolerance less than the quantity of credit is allowed. Less, not more than that. Even when partial shipments are not allowed. If they are allowed, then it's okay. Okay? Or that sub-article 30B is not applicable. This tolerance does not apply when the credit stipulates a specific tolerance or uses the expressions referred to in sub-article 30A. 30A means first one. About, approx, all that. Okay. So does not apply when the credit stipulates a specific, means if credit says that 10% less of the amount is allowed, credit is saying. So then this clause has no meaning, isn't it? If I am saying in the credit that 20% is allowed, less, then allowed. What to do with this clause then? No use. Okay, specific tolerance if you give, then use that, isn't it? So this was the most understood article. Type in the comment section, which one do you feel we should take up next? Which one do you feel we must take up next? Which is difficult one. But don't go for the full article. That's our transport document, bill of lading. Take complete. No. Some sub article of that, if you don't understand anything, Type that specific part. Full articles are available in the paid section, isn't it? So go for it. Okay, join our YouTube channel. Don't miss this YouTube channel. Okay, everyone, join our YouTube channel. CDCS underscore Adda 24/7. Just type on Google CDCS Adda. Even if you type on YouTube CDCS training, you'll get our videos. You'll get the videos. Okay, CDCS training, CDCS Adda 24/7. You just type it on YouTube. Google also, you type it and check in the video section. You'll get this. Subscribe to this channel, click on the bell icon. Don't miss this, okay? Because we are trying to enhance or increase the DocCheck community. The more the DocCheck community clears the doubts and more we are connected, the lesser will be the problems in the international trade. So join this, and if you are giving CDCS, join the paid classes available on the Adda 24/7 app. Join it ASAP. Okay. If you are from other country, kindly contact us. We'll provide you separately the classes, separately on some other platform. Our parallel platforms are there. We'll provide you that also. If you are in some other country, don't miss your knowledge, don't miss your exams because of just you are not from our country, Bharat. Okay? So everyone join this and call on our call center wherever you can. Okay? Bye everyone.